Alright, so in this particular video, I'm going to kind of show you how to calculate your grade. It's just another way to use Excel. It's kind of easy. I actually set up an Excel spreadsheet for every one of my classes every semester so that I know what I'm getting in the class, because some professors don't post grades that often, or you have to email them for your grades. So if you know how to do it yourself, then it's super easy. So the way I'm going to show you is if your grade is weighted. If your professor just calculates it by points, then this isn't really necessary, but I have your grades weighted. So like the homework is worth 30%, your tests are worth 50%, participation is 10%, and attendance is 10%. So your professor can set it up however they want to. I've kind of just decided to do it this way. Your professors will probably also have midterm, finals, but I didn't need all of that, so I just went ahead and made something up like this. So say that you have only tests and homework, so you haven't gotten a participation grade yet, you aren't counted for attendance yet, you only have homework and tests. So the way that you're going to do this is, remember to always put in your equal sign. So I have a 78% average right now, so I'm going to do the sum. So I'll type in sum first. You're going to want the sum, and then you're going to want the product. So it's going to be the product of this cell here, so your 78% times 30, because it's worth 30% of your grade. So you're just going to multiply it by 30. So then you're going to put a comma in because you're going to do another one. And the other one that you have as a part of your grade right now is your test. So you're going to do your product again, and you're going to do your 82% times 50. So right now, and then close parentheses twice, right now, this needs to be actual 50, my bad. 50. Okay, so right now you've only got 80% of your grade in. So you need to divide it by 80 because that's as much as you have it in. You've only got 80% of your grade. So if you divide by 80, right now you're doing pretty good. You've got a 80% in the class because you'll move your decimal 2 places to the right, 81 if you round it up. So if we add in the participation grade, which this person has done swell in, you're going to type in and say that you have product, and then they've done really well, that's 100%, and this is only worth 10% of their grade, so you're going to multiply it by 10. Don't forget to add in another parenthesis at the end there. So now you have 90% of your grade, so you're going to change that last number to 90. You're dividing by 90 because there's 90% of your grade. You have 30% from homework, plus 50% from tests, and 10% from participation. So again, you can just hit enter, and there's a problem with my formula. Oh, I forgot a comma. So Excel on the iPad is kind of nice because it highlights where I'm missing something, and I forgot that comma. And then this actually is an empty cell, so I need to change this to there. Okay, so now I can enter, and it'll change it for me. So now we're doing pretty awesome. We're up to an 82% in the class, 83 if you round it up. Because our participation is 100%, even though it's only worth 10%, it does affect our grade just a little bit. So now let's go ahead and add an attendance. So this particular person didn't have that awesome of attendance. They've only got 70%. They must have missed class a lot. So make sure you type in product, and make sure you have that comma before it. And then take your 70. It's worth 10% of the grade. So again, double parentheses at the end for close parentheses. Now you've got 100% of your grade, so you're going to change this to 100, and you're going to hit enter. And it took our grade down a little bit. Not a lot because it's only worth 10%, but it did take our grade down. You can see that reflected right here. So you can do that with whatever you have left. So if I only had like my homework and attendance in, we'll leave the last one. And I'll take out this. So if I'm only being graded right now on homework and attendance because I've not taken any tests, there hasn't been a participation grade, then I can do that. So now I've only got 40% of my grade. I've got 30% from homework and 10% from attendance. So I have to change this last number here to 40. So now I've got a 76, which would make sense because you've got 30% from your homework, which you've only got a 78, and 10% from the attendance. So while the 10% doesn't affect it a lot, it is a low score, so you're going to be brought down from what your homework grade is. So that's how to calculate your grades. When I do it, I'll set it up like homework here, and say I've gotten a 10 out of 10, and then I've gotten a 20 out of 30 and a 15 out of 20. And then you can, from there, do equals, and you want the sum of this row because the sum is what you're going to do. And I'm just hitting the up arrow, and then I'm going to hit shift and hit the down arrow 3 times so that the numbers are highlighted that I want. So that's the sum of this row because I want the average of my homework scores together. So that's why I'm doing this. So then do the same for what it was out of. So I had 10 out of 10, 20 out of 30, and then you find that. So then you, to take your average, you're going to do equals, and you're just going to do your top number. So I've got an average of 45 out of 60. So I have a 75% of my homework grade. So if I use that instead here, so I still have 30% of my homework grade, but if I change that 78 here to the 75, then it's going to change my grade because that was lower. So now this is going to be a little bit lower as well. So you can change this to a percentage like I have it on the other ones. You can go home, and then in this this one here, so it's also going to say data. You can change it to percent and just click percent and it will change it. You can also change it to say how many decimals it is. So if you want to decrease the decimal, you can hit decrease decimal and it's going to decrease your decimal for you. I had 2 decimals before, and now I only have the number that I need. So that's how you would do that. You can do the same thing for your test. You can put in how much your test was worth and then how much it was out of, and then find the average again. It's a really easy way to keep track of your grades. Like I said, I use it all the time. It's really up to you whether you really want to put on all of your grades. And so that's how you would do that. Keep posted for more videos. I will be posting them throughout this semester on how to put in the different functions and make charts so that you can do your homework and it won't take you 3 hours.